It is Friday, the start of a very exciting weekend, and this is our last weekend for season 2023-2024. And we're better to start at Fairview, and of course we've got favorable conditions that await us as we have an 8-race program scheduled for the turf track, which is the first leg off of the bipod, being that first race off at 12:25. Now, as far as the track itself, what it is talking about and looking at the track, no rain in the last 24 hours, no rain in the last 7 days, 10 millimeters. And as far as irrigation in the last 7 days, just 6 millimeters. That's it from this side. Now, let's welcome the legend. It is Nino Podesta. Nino, good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, Cecil. How are you doing?
Very good to catch up with you once again, and we're looking forward to more good things that are coming through from your part of the world. You certainly have been a breath of fresh air as far as Fairview Racing is concerned, and long may it continue.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Cecil.
All right.
I know I doubled last week.
Oh, you did, huh? All right, let's get into the betting for race number 1. And we've got the 2 Daphne's Daughter. That is at 19 to 20. Daphne's Daughter last night, you could have got evens, now 19 to 20. Justin Snaith rating this afternoon. He's got Magazola later on in the feature. And he's got Muzieni, who will be taking up the Justin Snaith charges. And then the second favorite is the 3 Fantasy Girl. That is Richard Fury and Alan Khuyef. The 1 Audacious now 15 to 2 makes some decent reading. 8 to 1 about the 8 Sweet Cake. Which way are we going as far as the bipod is concerned, sir?
Look, Cecil, you got to respect the Justin Snaith Raider brings some fair form into the race. But I thought that audacious form behind Simply and You Bring Me Joy is a little bit stronger. The only concern is why is Richard not riding it? He's on the stable companion. So to be safe, I've gone 1, 2, and 3 in the pot.
All right.
I think, the 2 should be the horse to beat, but big respect for the 1. And then obviously add in Richard, the stable jockey.
So it looks like on paper it should be those 3 that fight out the bipod. First leg is off at 12:25 with the first of 8. 1, 2, and 3. 1 and 2 being visitors to the province. Well, at least the 1 has relocated, whilst the other, the 2 who's currently odds on, is Raider from the Justin Snaith stable. Off time 12:25 for the first leg of the bipods. Well, we expect our socials to be very busy in the next few days, especially as we head to Sunday. Of course, this afternoon at Fairview, it is something not to be sniffed at. It is very competitive. Some big fields for that 8-race program. Race 2 is where we go to next, and that is the start of the PA, the most popular popular PA in the country, that is in PE. This is an open maiden plate over the 1,600 meters, and we should be underway at 1,300 hours. Now, just looking at the betting, the 3 First Wish is at 5 to 2. Colours that have done very well in the province for Mr. PJ Moore rather. Number 5 Future Star 13 to 5. Now there are a couple of horses who are finding support. The 7 Dumsani is into 33 to 10 at the 8 Accumulate. 19 to 2 has been shortened into 13 to 2. And also 13 to 2 is the 6 of Vintage Crystal. All right, Mr. Podesta. A field of 13, a decent-sized field. Looks to be a competitive race, but the 7 Dumisani looks all the rage in the antipost.
So this is an open maiden, and I think you've got to tread carefully. So Dumasani, definitely a big runner. He's a 4-year-old and receiving weight from a 2-year-old First Wish. First Wish. But I respect number 5, Future Star, again, a raider from the Justin Snaith stable. I've gone 3 and 5 in the PA, but for those playing wider, you got to look at Dumasani, Vintage Crystal, and Accumulate.
Okay, so you've taken a chance 3 and 5 in that first leg, as is confirmed on the slide, and we should be underway with race 2 at 1 o'clock. That's the start of the PA. Thank you, Nino. X-handle displayed at the bottom of the screen, as well as our WhatsApp number. Do get in touch. And of course, are you part of that group that are giving Sean Terry a rich day on a Sunday? Already predicting that rich pickings for the stable. Well, let us know which ones that to be on and the ones you think that should be the ones that are bankers. All right, let's talk about race number 3, the first leg of the pick 6. We've got our first scratch in the 7 ticking bomb, who certainly would have been a live wire in the race. Glenn Colson's charge has been a scratch. Now we're looking at the betting, and in race 3, your favorite is number 2, Catch Your Breath, Richard Fourie. Alan Krief, 9-2, has been adjusted into 3-1. 6-2, the Hilt, 4-1. Very consistent. Number 1, Pedro, is at 9-2, 11-2, and a better bar those. Now, Pedro last time out was well supported, but unfortunately found one too good in a horse that you hold in high regard, Gimmy's Laddie, Mr. Podesta.
Yes, Cecil, he ran a cracker last time behind Gimmy's Laddie. I haven't included him in my bets today because I think that Catch Your Breath is a horse to beat. He held To the Hilt again on the weight. If you have a look on the last run, To the Hilt goes up 3 again, and Catch Your Breath, I think 1.5. So at the weight, he still should run in front of To the Hilt. But I was very impressed with the way that Destiny's Angel beat Gunsmoke over course and distance. Those are the 3 for me. 2, 3, and 6 to fight it out. I have big respect for Pedro, and an outsider that must not be left out if you're going wide is a horse called Caramel Fudge.
Yes, Sean Marshall, first run for the Duncan McKenzie stable. Down in the ratings now from a 76 in June, that is last year rather, down to a 55, and hasn't been too far off them meeting stronger than it meets today. So, yes, certainly thank you for that outsider, number 12 for Caramel Fudge. Off time to race number 3, the first leg of the pick 6 at 25-2, and only banker is in leg 3, number 1. Well, Richard Fourie last Sunday in an interview after a win in KZN did suggest that his target is 380 winners, and I dare say that will be reached before we even get to Sunday. And hopefully Kenilworth Racing before that on Saturday does go ahead. Nonetheless, in race number 4, this is a Pinnacle Stakes over the 1100 meters. He's got a very, very good mount. One of the more consistent performers over the last season or two. 3 rocks in the colors of the AWSM. That'll be your favorite. Last look was at 2-1. Let's see if there's been any early changes. No, it's now 22-10, so a slight drift. There has been a nibble at the 7 Distinction, 3-1. 2 Miss Greenlight at 33-10. It's 15-4, and better bar those. Now, Nino, your own opinion, what happened with that last run as far as 3 rocks is concerned? Vet found nothing amiss?
Yeah, Cecil, I had a good look at that race, and I actually didn't see anything happening. I know he was examined after the race. Nothing was detected. So you put a line right through that. And if that is the case, then this is the horse to beat. If you can just ignore that last run, I think he's going to be a very, very hard horse to beat. The obvious dangers are obviously Distinction, who I think actually beat 3 rocks in Cape Town behind a horse called Pacific Green, and he's better off at the weights. So that becomes a big runner. Miss Greenlight ran in front of him behind the Apple Mint Green, but as we said, something was not right with the 3 rocks. And then obviously the only other horse that can be considered and should be added into the my jackpot is number 3, Gimmy's Lassie.
All right, so that is 1, 2, 3, and 7. If I read you correctly, those will make up the first leg of the jackpot. In fact, the 3 you can add, as Mr. Podesta just suggested. 1, 2, and 7 were his initial selections, but do add in the 3. Leg 1 of jackpot 1 at 2. All right, so we get into the second half of an 8-race program when we get into that first leg of jackpot 2, race number 5 at 2:45. Now, this is a tab at Telebet 0861 0000822. It's a merit rate at 86, and they're going over the 1200 meters, a field of just 8, one of the smaller fields on the card this afternoon. Now, we're just having a look at the betting for this contest, and the one Gimmy's Laddie I'm sure it's going to get a bit of airtime in a few moments. 17 to 10. 5 Siberian Steel 33 to 10. 4 Forest Spy rather is at 9 to 2. And Nibble at the 2 Narcos is at 6 to 1. 13 to 2 and Better Bar those. Kelly Mitchley sends out Narcos for the first time as the new trainer, formerly with Montana Turner. Now, as far as race number 5 is concerned, we did see a banker number 1 in that pick 6 slide we put up just as we rounded off race number 3, and I think that's where we're going to start, Nino.
Yes, and I don't know even what's going to run second, third, or fourth.
Okay.
And you know what, Cecil, you've got to take a stand and nail your colours to the mast, and this is what I've done with Gimmy's Lady. And again, I say this is my personal opinion. I think she's a good thing on the card. This is a horse that I'm going to have a strike on, and I cannot see it getting beat. So it's for me.
Right. Now, just suggest, I know you said you don't know who's going to run second, third, and fourth, but if you were to give me 2 horses for the exacta, obviously Siberian Steel would be one of those.
Yes, and Transact would be the next one.
Thank you so much, Mr. Podesta. Now, Jackpot 2 starts with that banker, as is the case in the pick 6, and that is with the running of race 5 at 2:45. It is a good bet, a good thing on the card, best bet for Nino, and that is number 1 in race 5. Last chance to get involved in a pick 3 will be with the running of race number 6, and this is the trappy start to that last pick 3. A merit rate is 74, not only trappy in terms of grade, but also in terms of quantity of runners. Before we go anywhere, there has been a jockey finally declared for the 2 Symbol of Love. None had been declared, and that'll be Eldon Weber teaming up with the Kakneas stable. So it's a field of 17 now after the scratching of 18, Mr. Whistle, who had been accorded to be ridden by Eldon Weber, also from the Kakneas stable. But looking at the betting, the 3 Master Vigilante 15 to 4 is the price about your favorite. 8 Explosive Speed 5 to 1. 4 Son of Zeus 11 to 2. 8 to 1 in from 17 to 2 is the 15 Anushka's World. And then recent maiden winner, 2-year-old in the race, one of 2 2-year-olds along with the 15. That is Frederico's Passion 9 to 1. Now, how do you reckon the 2-year-olds will fare in this trappy contest this afternoon, race number 6, Nino?
Well, Cecil, out of the 2-year-olds, I prefer number 15, Anushka's World.
Yes.
Federica's Passion beat a horse called Nike's Red Ray that didn't frank the form.
Okay.
But I've been saying that. I think they're going to have their word cut out against some of these very hard knockers. So my first choice in the race is Moss Vigilante, who I think will prefer coming back to the 1200 straight. I give Son of Zeus a chance, Explosive Speed, and Anushka's World.
Okay.
That's my 4 choices, and then maybe a horse like Arrivederci could cause an upset. I'm sure you know the horse from Joburg.
Oh, yes, Mike de Kock.
Yes.
Arrivederci, yes. So it's 3, 4, 8, and 15. Those are the minimum for Mr. Podesta. And then, of course, the first run in the province. Arrivederci, that is the Mike de Kock charge, who's tumbled in the merit rating and may just enjoy the change in a scenery now under the tutelage of Tara Lang. That's an off time to race 6. Again, a reminder, last chance to get involved in a pick 3, 3:15. And now for the highlight of the afternoon, and certainly a worthy race to be labelled the highlight. We've got the Raider, the 5 Makazole, who has been campaigning in the KZN region during the feature season, and not disgraced, it must be said. And that is your current favourite. Will be partnered by Muzieni, as mentioned at the top of the show. He is engaged to take up all of Justin's charges that will be rating PE. Is currently at 12 to 10, and I wonder how long that 12 to 10 will last. The 4 King Dundee 7 to 2. The 6 Mauritius Kestrel 7 to 2. Also Nebula the 8 My Best Shot 11 to 2 has been shortened in to 5 to 1. Nino, the feature form lines of those 2-year-old graded races in the KZN region, we've seen it time and again since those races at Scottsville and subsequent on July Day. Those form lines are holding up and proving to be very strong. So one can say we do have a very, very strong crop of 2-year-olds this year.
Yes, absolutely, Cecil. And Macazoli, or Macazoli as you pronounce it, that 2 runs behind Great Plains were top class runs, and this is the horse to beat. There's no doubt about that. If he gets beaten, then it only can be between from King Dundee, Mauritius Kestrel, or My Best Shot. So that quartet, I think, is in the bag. If you box those 4 numbers, 24 Rand, you will catch the quartet, I think. But if you bank a Macazoli and you box the other 3, it will cost you 6 Rand.
All right, thank you for that advice. 4, 5, 6, and 8. The 4 being the standout, Magazole. Looking for that second winner from 6 outings, a 2-year-old son of Trippy in the colours of Mr. Nick Johnson. Our feature, that is the renewal of the 2024 Champion Juvenile Cup listed, and that is over the 1400 due offer at 10 to 4. All right, so we're rounding off our preview for the Quebec meeting. We're at Fairview, where we are due to race Honor the Turf this afternoon. And race number 8 is a merit-rated 86 in the field of 14 has been assembled. No obvious changes come to hand as far as race number 8 is concerned. The betting has number 5, Give Me More Time at 28 to 10. 8, No Place Like Home, 4 to 1, and 9 to 1, the 2, Kingdom of Heaven. 11, Storm Commander, the evergreen 7-year-old, is at 10 to 1. 11 to 1 and better, bar those quoted runners. Now, I think this is where we are really all agog as far as your suggestions in the quartet and the get-out stakes are concerned, Mr. Podesta.
Yeah, well, I would definitely rove number 5 in the quartet with as many horses as you can afford, and don't leave out number 6, Dubai Hills. Now, going back to my first selection, and my strong selection is number 5, Give Me More Time. The Raider from Cape Town with the Justin Snaith stable. That last run behind Green Mandarin is a very, very strong formula. Green Mandarin was winning its 3rd run on the trot. So that is the horse to beat. If he does get beat, it becomes wide open. And people will have to load up this leg, including your horse, Gunsmoke, Storm Commander, Kingdom of Heaven, Dazzler, and Fateful Day.
Now, you've actually now got me to, it's now my horse. It used to be your horse, Gunsmoke, but nonetheless has to be included. Nino, we have to leave it there. Unfortunately, the Gremlins want to intervene in our preview, which is sad, but we've got the gist of what could be a good meeting this afternoon. Do enjoy this afternoon, and we look forward to talking to you on Monday as we look forward to more Fairview racing. For now, it is a very good morning.